Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm technical support for By Demes Ireland, and today I want to talk about Hyundai access control, specifically model HYU-640. I will go through program parameters and show you how you can configure it via HYU-VmS. So HYU-640 is a standalone access control and attendance terminal that includes both fingerprint and fingerprint reader and card reader. It can hold up to 3,000 fingerprints, cards, and 100,000 events. It has one door sensor input and one exit button REX, and also has one door relay output. This model is designed for indoor use. As we can see here, it's IP42. Now the device can be activated locally on the little screen here, or it can be activated via VMS. Both ways are pretty easily done. I'd say VMS is even more simple. Now there's one trick when you're activating it on the screen, on the device screen. Now you can see the numbers and the letters below. Now they function like the old mobile phones where you had to click, let's say, number 2 twice to get B. But when you're entering the password, it requires you to mix letters and numbers. And if you want to get the letters, then you gotta press this button here. So this little just above the 0, and then you can get the letters. Otherwise, on the starting screen, you would only get the numbers, and it wouldn't tell you at all how to get letters. So, and to get to the main menu, you have to press OK for 3 seconds, and then you get the option to get your password in. That's like a little trick that I guess it's somewhere in the manual. Okay, so I will start with the access control side of the device, and later on I'm going to switch to time attendance. Just going to go through basic stuff, and if more in-depth guidance is required, I can provide that later on. Now, let me get my VMS up. I was experimenting with this thing a bit prior to this. Now, for access control side of stuff, we have to turn on the module access control here. And when you press that, you get this window here. Then you got the sub tabs here on the left side. They may be hard to see. I want to start with the device management first, which is very similar to the one for CCTV. The only difference is that on this list here you can see access control devices and video intercom devices. Now my device is here, and you can see here it's online when it has this thing here. You can also, if you want, you can modify it, same as all the cameras and everything. The only difference is you have these little options here as well. You can change as you want. You got the QR code here as well, and it's here as well, so it's everywhere basically. You can also see the device status. You can see the door status here, and car reader status, IP address, and everything. Now there's also this remote configuration, same for the cameras, where you can change your name, time, reboot the device, factory default the device, users, check users, change passwords. change your security to, if you want to disable this illegal login. Network, the same as cameras, IP address. I saw, well, there's one difference, which is Wi-Fi. This device can work on Wi-Fi or wired connection. You can configure Wi-Fi settings by entering your SSID and password. Now my device is working on the wired connection, and it's being powered from the external 12-volt power source, and it's the PoE switch, which is connected to my laptop. Now there's other options like relay. You can change the delay of the relay if you click this little icon here. Other options, you can enable or disable voice prompt, which will kill off the voice in the device, and instead of the voice, it's gonna give you affirmative beeps. Now image, okay, I lowered it. I'm just gonna tighten it up a little. Save. You can operate the relay through this menu as well. So choose the relay and then open it and close it. And you can see the status here as well. So that's device management. Next tab I want to talk about is person and card. Now here you can add organizations and add users. First, I'll add the organization. Now I already created this BD organization as an example. But what you can do is you can add multiple levels of organization according to your needs. You can also modify this by changing the name, or you can delete it completely. If you want to add a sub-organization, you just make sure to click the main one and then click add, give it the name and press OK. And you can create as many of these as you want, and then you can assign users to either the main one or sub organization or whatever you want to do with it. Now I'm just going to delete this sub organization. So this is where you add organizations. If you want to add users, you click this add here on the right, and I already added myself here. I can either modify my myself, or I can add a new one. So adding a new one, press add. This number will be automatically added, and you can change it. It's basically a number for the second user in a row. Now, if I added a name, gender, you can add a phone number, date of birth, place of birth, email. You can upload a picture from your PC, or you can take a photo with a camera. So right now, I mean, VMS is on my laptop, so if I click this, it's gonna search for my laptop camera here. So take a picture like that. Now the first tab here is credential, and then we have card, face picture, and fingerprint card. If you want to add card to this user, click add. Now you have different options. You have different card types. One of them is normal card, which is just a regular card. And for example, we have a card for a disabled person. Disabled person, let me check I can check the description. So there is a full list of descriptions for each of these card types in the manual, which I can provide. Card for disabled person, meaning that the door will remain open for the configured time period for this card holder. Then next one is card in blacklist, which would be that the card, if you swipe a card over the device, that swipe will be uploaded, but the door won't be open for you, and so on. next field here is card password. So if you add a password with this card, then after swiping you'll be required to enter this password to gain entrance. And you can give an effective period for this card. Now, this card reader mode is if you want to enroll a specific card, you can do it by, for example, if it's on this first option, and then I find my device on the list, and I choose my entrance card reader, and I click read, it's gonna be in a reading mode, and when I get my card to the device, it's gonna pop up here, and then I can click stop reading, and it's gonna stop with the That's one way of doing it. Another way it would be to manually input the card number and then click enter. And here you can change few options, like I believe this way here, this option here is if you got your device connected with the USB, which I don't have in this case, then you can do it that way as well. So that's how you would add a card. Now, face picture I won't explain because I don't have a camera on this device. And next one is fingerprint. Now, if you want to collect fingerprints, you can either collect them. I mean, you will be collecting them on the device in any case, but you can monitor this adding through the device itself locally, or you can monitor it on VMS through this interface here. Now, I obviously can't show how it looks locally because it's very straightforward. You just click fingerprint add, and then you add your fingerprint, and every time you're adding it, you gotta press it once and then confirm it again. Same thing here. So you have local collection and remote collection, which is here. So if I click remote collection and I select my device, which is this one here, and you have a pair of hands here, and if I hover above any of the fingers, that's the finger I will be enrolling. So if I choose this finger here on the right hand, then I get my finger on the device. So once, twice, and it's gonna read it out and give me a fingerprint quality. I mean, you obviously always wanna aim for high quality. I guess if you press your finger quickly or on the side or something, you won't get the full quality. And when you're done with collecting so you can get up to 10 fingerprints which are all your fingers basically per person, per ID. When you're done, you press stop and save and continue basically. And it's gonna save the fingerprint. Now we also have details here. If you want to go really in depth with the details, you can add country, city, degree, employment duration, when did you come on board in the company, link devices, address, comments. You also have permissions, which are added later on, not here. And then you can, if you got list of permissions on this side, then you can select them with these arrows and get them on for this person. Now, attendance rule, if you want to enable time attendance for a specific user, you would do it here. So you would check this box, and this person would be eligible for time attendance tracking. Now, I'm not gonna do that for this one. I already have it enabled for myself here. I go here, attendance rule. Okay, so that's one thing. Oh yeah, you can also import. Yeah, you can change organizations here if you want. Drop down menu for this person. You can also import people from if you have them on the list somewhere. You can import them, find them on your PC, and import the file. You can export people to, let's say, an Excel file if you want to use them somewhere else. And you can get persons from the device. If you have a list of people in the database of your device, you can transfer them from the device on VMS, and so you can work further with that database. And it's, of course, it's more you have a better look at all people this interface than on the small screen of the device. Next tab would be here on the left, schedule and templates. Now this one is interesting because you can do a lot of stuff here. I already did a workday, for example, but you have like two fixed settings that you can't really alter or delete, which are whole week schedule and blank template. If you have whole week schedule set, that means that card swiping is valid on each day of the week. While if you have blank template, that means that card swiping is invalid on each day of the week. Or you can add your own week here by clicking Add Week Schedule. Sorry, just a second. Getting messages on Teams. Wanna turn that off? Okay, sorry. Workday, I created this one just an example of a perfect working day, Monday to Friday, which is I heard never. You can give it your name, some comments, and choose time. Now you choose time by clicking on the field here, and then when you get these little kind of arrows left from right, then you can pull it from where to where you want it. Or you can do it manually here, like this. You can change minutes and hours, and then clicking OK will set it basically. And then you can copy this to, yeah, you can do this. You can copy it to all the other fields, or you can clear it like this. So that's like a week schedule to set up your how a schedule would look. You can do all kinds of schedules like this. Next one is okay, I'm not gonna save this. Cancel. Next one is holiday group. Now you can here you can add specific holidays, like I added Christmas, for example. And if you want your employees to have access on Christmas, you would put it here, and specific settings would be eligible for Christmas. For example, I chose start date as 25th of December, and then end date 26th. And I allowed from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. For the cards to be for this holiday. And you can add, I believe, yeah, you can add 16 holidays per group. So this is one group, and you can add 16 of them. Then you can add another group, or of course delete groups. The only thing is, when you're doing these, make sure to save. It's all the way here on the right, just to apply everything. Okay. Now the third option here is template. You can create a template out of these work weeks and holiday groups. So again, you can you have whole week template and blank template, and you can add your own template. So if you add it, you can add your own weeks to that template, and then you can even customize even further here, and then you can as well add the holiday groups. And you know, I already have set up for Christmas, so add Christmas, and you can save those, so you have templates which you can use later. So next tab is permissions. Now these are the permissions that were mentioned when adding a user there, just above there. You can name the permission, you can use a template, and here you can for example, for a test user, you switch it on the right with this little arrow, and what you want for this user to be able to access. So this device here, this door, and switch it here and press OK. And here we have permissions for this user, and it's going to say here applied. So that's simple as that for permissions. Next tab is advanced function. Here we have multiple little sub tabs. Now here you have you can change. It allows to change basic information of feature reader, card reader, and outputs. Now full explanation of all these functions here is in the manual. There's no real need for me to explain each one of those, but some of them is, well, you can see yourself here. Have buzzer polarities. There is I believe, maybe it's, oh yeah, here. So door open duration by card for disabled person 15 seconds. So you can change the time that the doors will be open for a disabled person card type. And door open timeout alarms. And you, for example, if you set this super password, the user can open the door with this super password as well. Or you can set the duress code if there's a need for that. So each of these have their own settings, as well as the alarm outputs here. So actually, this time is all. You can also change it in that remote configuration where the device management is. Card reader authentication allows you to specify when can you use what for which days. So for example, this entrance card reader, you can choose that the authentication mode will only be card, or let's say Monday 8 to 12, and only users with card can enter during this time, during that day. You can also press here configuration. Here you can change authentication methods. So my selected modes, these were default actually. Card and password, fingerprint, card and fingerprint. You can choose these from the list and just add them as you want here on the right. That's, I guess, a cool feature here. And then you have all these other things if you're really advanced, like multiple authentication, anti-passback, multi-door interlocking, These are all described in detail in the manual. Custom vegan or blacklisted people, you can do that as well. Okay, so select picture. You can also check video intercom here. I mean, you can tie it with the device. Like, for example, you want to tie video intercom handset with your entry access control device, and then you can call from here. Doesn't really make sense because you want to use the camera module, but all right, it's possible. The next tab is search, where you can search all your logs basically. Now there's few tabs on this thing. First one would be, for example, if you choose your device, of course, and let's say you want to search for me. You can choose organization, and you can choose your time. And then if you go search, you get the pop-up of all these events that happened in the time you chose. You can also see the call log here. Again, you choose time and device if you know which one you want to check. Unlocking log as well. Notice. Well, these are all kind of similar, but they're separated just for easier view, I guess. So that's pretty much everything for the access control side of stuff. Now the other thing is time and attendance. This is a different module. So if you go to control panel, you can find it here. If it's not here outside, then it's modules customization here, and then you just tick it and you'll get it out like here. I already have it open here. Now here is you got few sub tabs here. And I'm going to start with shift schedule management because this one, it would be kind of similar to search option in the access control section. So shift schedule management. Here you can create shifts and specific time period settings. So for example, of course, you have to have your organization chosen. Then if you go to shift settings here and you got your time period settings, you press add. Here you can name your time period and you can choose that the start work time would be, let's say 8, and the work time would be 17, which is 5. I managed to do that. 1, 7. There we go. Now this is a minimum time that you have to attend work for the time to be applied. So you have to work. Let's say you have to work at least what, I don't know, 30 minutes for it to be counted as a work day. You tick this box here if you want your users or employees to must check in for the whole day, for the thing to kind of start counting your attendance. If you uncheck this, then they can, I mean, their workday will be applied even if they didn't check in, or in this case here, checked out. And then this period of validity is so how early before the work starts they can check in. So if they check in 35 minutes before 8, it's not gonna count. So maybe you want to make this at least an hour, or depends. If you have early arrivals, then they wanna, you wanna allow maybe 2 hours or something. Same for the checkout. Now, this is if after start work time, if you put this on, for example, 5 minutes, or if you come into work at 8 and 6 minutes in the morning, that's going to be counted as late. But if you allow 10 minutes, and if someone arrives at 8:06, then it's still going to be all right. It's still going to be good. Same here. If someone checks out 5 to 5, then it's gonna be marked as early leave. You can change these as you want, basically. And you can, if you want, you can exclude break period or lunch break from work duration. So if you check this, you can if you have your fixed like lunch break time, then you want to put, I don't know, from 12 to 1, and that's 1 hour. Then you can do more of these lunch periods, or you can just, you know, ignore this. Now, if you created this thing here, you want to save it, and then you can add shifts as well. So when you press add, you can make as many days as you want. So here, so shift period would be, you can change here days or weeks or even months. So this is one shift from 8 to 5, and then you have your day here, and then you can add days. So shift period 5 days, or weeks, months, or whatever you want to do with it. That's shift settings. Department schedule is, so you can you can set a specific shift setting for each department. So you can set this new shift 1, which is just the default one. I didn't create this one. You can check it for a certain department and dates that it will be applied to. And then you can choose as well these things like check-in not required, check-out not required, and so on, effective for multiple shift schedules. All these would be explained in depth in the manual. You can also create a one thing. So in this module here, time and attendance, the department list is same as the organization is in the access control module. It is a bit confusing, but yeah, it is what it is. A person schedule, you can give a specific schedule to a specific person. And there's a temporary schedule as well, which gets this temporary shift schedule gets a priority above the department and person schedule. And then you can export them as well to a Excel file if you want, or whatever file you're using. Now, next one is attendance handling. Here you can manually, let's say if one of the employees that you really like forgot to check in and check out for that day, and the company is really strict on those check-ins and check-outs, you can manually check in someone by choosing which department person is, the name of the person, and then choose a date, and you can add time here, I mean date and time for this person, and then let's say this person checked in at that time, and then click add, and it's going to be added to the whole event thing when someone is searching for it, even though the person didn't check in themselves. I heard a message or something. Mind? Oh, okay. All right, and then we have. You also have a leave and business trip here, so you can also manually add this, not just the check-ins and check-outs. You can file in the person for a leave here manually, and then you can do attendance calculation here, which is very useful as well. And we also have advanced settings. Now you got some basic settings here, like company name. You can choose which day of the week is a start day, so usually it's Monday. Start date of each month. If there's some special reasons, you can choose that first is not the first day of the month. Then you can set non-work days as well. If you're a company that works 7 days a week, you can leave it like this, so all the days are working days. You can also change the color of non-working days in the report. Give it a sign here as well. And here is all the settings that you've seen before for check-ins and check-outs. So you can set up times here as well. Now this attendance checkpoint settings would mean that you can set any of the card readers on the, let's say, premises on the floor to act as a check-in reader. So it doesn't only have to be the one on the entrance. So any of those would be valid for attendance. Now you got the holidays here as well. You can get them in here as well as the previous menu. And leave type settings, you can add those as well. There's a need for that. Now the first tab that I skipped, which is a kind of search tab, is attendance statistics. And here you can have all kinds of summaries. So if you choose your department, person, and date, and search, you should be able to get the. Now I didn't do any time attendance. I was just using this device as access control, so there's no logs for this, but you can check your summaries here. You can get even more details here by checking certain boxes here. So if you want to see only apps, only late users, you can check this one on and uncheck all of these, and then you'll get all those results for the specific dates that you want. You can see the abnormal attendance as well when there's errors, like if someone didn't check in but only checked out. You can see that on this list here. You can see overtime search in this tab here. You can get the car swiping log here, and you can make reports. You got different report types here from the list. Let's say you want to see total overtime monthly report. You choose that. You can choose it for a specific person or all of them actually. choose time, date, and when you click generate, it's gonna populate here. That's quite useful to see as well. Now this is pretty much all regarding time attendance. It's pretty simple and pretty useful tool to have. Not only the access control type side of stuff, but time and attendance as well. And you can actually do a lot of this stuff on the device itself, but if you want complete control and kind of better view of things, you can use HYU-VmS. Now, that's pretty much everything. If anyone has any questions, you can always contact me on my email or my phone number, which can be found on bydemes.com. My name is Daniel. I'm Irish tech support, so you can locate me there on the site. And if anyone needs a specific demo, I can arrange that as well in the office here, and I'll always glad to help. Now, next training will be coming very soon, in 15 days, I believe, more or less. And it's going to be regarding the Hyundai thermal camera. Until then, thank you.